Good morning, everyone. My name is Maggie Chen Brackenridge. I am the Director of International Admissions at UMass Amherst. And this morning and good evening and good morning, depending on where you are. And thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. And this webinar is designed for students who are recently admitted to UMass Amherst for the fall 2024. And first and foremost, I just want to congratulate everyone that this year has been the most competitive year in school's history. That we received the most numbers of application from international students, and therefore your seat is very valuable. And I just want to say congratulations and to you and to your family. And today I am very happy to have my students join me. I thought it was really important for you to hear from my students about their learning, living experience at UMass Amherst. So let's have Zion first, and you're gonna tell us your name and then where you're from and your major. So we go Zion and Georgia, and then File. Please go ahead.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today on the session. My name is Zaim and I am an international student from Islamabad, which is the capital of Pakistan. I am a freshman double majoring in computer science and maths in data science and statistics.
Thank you, Georgia.
Hello, everybody. My name is Georgia. I'm an international student from Italy, from Milan. I'm a freshman, so this is my first year here, and I'm majoring in animal science with a minor in art history.
Thank you. File.
Hi everyone, my name is Vayo. I am a senior double majoring in marketing and communications with a minor in psychology, and I'm also an international student as I live and I'm from Nigeria. And yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to Maggie.
Thank you so much, you guys. All right, so let's get started. Congratulations again, and thank you so much for my student to be here to help me. All right, this map, because a lot of students, international students, thought that we were in Boston. And actually, we are 2 hours away from Boston by car, or 3.5 hours away from New York City, also by car. And I would like to have my student to share your experience that what it's like living in a small town, college town, in Amherst, and then with the great access to the big cities. Georgia, can you share your experience and then File, please?
Yes, of course. One of the reasons why I actually chose UMass was because of the location. I wanted a school that was like I wanted a college experience. So Amherst is like a college town and it's full of students all around. But I also wanted to be able to like get to the bigger cities if I wanted to, for example, on the weekends, and also as an international student, to get to the airport to go home. And I found that UMass is very well connected. So we have buses and, as Maggie said, trains. You can like get very easily to Boston, Logan Airport, New York, JFK. And I really like Amherst Town and how things are. There's always something to do. And yeah, location was a big reason when I chose UMass.
Thank you. File, would you please, File, you are from Lagos. It's such a big city. Transition to Amherst, a small town. Can you tell us about the safety and the atmosphere that you feel in Amherst?
Yeah, I would say that Amherst is pretty safe. Obviously, Lagos is a not very big city, but very condensed, dense city. And coming to Amherst was a very big cultural shock, I would say. But there's a lot of things to do here. And when it comes to safety, there are different things put in place to make sure that we feel safe here on campus. So like being able to you're only allowed into the buildings that you live in, so you can't walk into any other building that you don't live in. There's security guards in every single building every single day. On the weekends, they leave at like 2 a.m. just because it's the weekends, just for like extra safety. We have the UMPD, which is a UMass Police Department, so we do not share a police department with like the Amherst area or Northampton. We have a police department solely for our school, which is helpful just to always have them on call. And we have this thing called the blue light system. So how it works is anywhere you are on campus, you will always see a blue light. And if you ever question your safety or feel like you're not safe enough, if you run to the blue light and press the big red button under the blue light, the UMPD will be there in less than 60 seconds. So there's a lot of ways that UMass makes sure that we have resources to make us extra safe in situations where we don't feel as safe.
Thank you so much. Sometimes a student think about Amherst, they think, oh, that is a little bit distance from the big cities. What do I do where do I live? And then when I have to do my internship. So for that reason, they might prefer like being in a big city and thinking that we'll have more opportunities for internship. And here I just want to emphasize that most of the time when students, you do internship, that happens in the summer. Even if you go to a school in Washington, D.C. or a school in New York City, and then pretty much you don't do internship when the school is in session. You do it in the summer. So my understanding is that our students, when they do internship, they go to New York City, they go to Boston during the summer. And when the schools are in section, they live in a quiet and then really nice, friendly, safe town, at UMass, a college town. So UMass Amherst, we are top 50 universities that producing successful entrepreneurs. And then right now we are ranked number 26 among all the public universities and number 64 among all the colleges and universities in the United States. There are a lot of investment in campus, and that provides a lot of research and internship opportunities for our students. So Zion, can you tell us about your research or your internship? I don't know if you have done that yet, your experience, and then file your research experience, please. Zion first and file.
Yes, please. So currently, I'm doing a research on campus at the DEROS lab, which is a robotics lab on campus. And I think that the process of getting research as an undergraduate here at UMass Amherst is pretty simple. So most of the faculty members, around 95% of the faculty members on campus are involved in some kind of research. And UMass is a Carnegie One Research Institute, which means that we are third in the amount of research funding after MIT and Harvard. So not bad company to be part of. And through this funding and with a lot of faculty members participating in research, we actually have a research office in the 10th floor of our WEB Du Bois Library. The research office is basically there for the students to connect the students with professors and align the professors with the students who are interested in the same field of research. I particularly found my research through this process. So what basically happens is that you make an appointment with the research office. They'll give you a time and date. You go to the office either in person or virtually, and then they'll simplify or list down 3 or 4 research opportunities that align with your skills and your passions or interests. And then you can directly reach out to the professors, and most of the professors are very, very willing to, give you an opportunity and work with you. So, it's a great experience overall for me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. File, yours?
Sorry, could you repeat the question? I had to leave the room that I was in.
Yeah, that's okay. Just the research and internship that what you have done and how you got that.
Yeah, I would say internships for me, I'm able to speak more on that. I would here at UMass, every single school and college. So when you get your major, you're going to be in a specific school and college. So for example, I'm a marketing major, and that's under the Eisenberg School, Business School and Management. Yeah. In every school and college on campus, there is a career center, and you're going to have a career advisor. And basically, it's their job to make sure that you are doing professionally well. Like, it's their job to make sure that your goals, your professional goals are met. And if they're not met, like backups and just like different stuff like that. So I always say that, and I probably would say this later on in the session, but if there's anything UMass is going to give you, it's going to be opportunities, and it's left to you as a student to grab as many of that as possible. So when you come to UMass and you become a UMass student, actively and consciously going to the career center and talking to the career advisors and booking sessions with the career advisors, talking to the career peers, basically just letting them know who you are and like what you want and your goals would definitely take you a long way. That's exactly what I did. in my freshman. We also have this thing called Handshake, and Handshake is what we like to call it our own little LinkedIn. It's basically a website where you're able to connect with like UMass alumni, you're able to talk to recruiters, you're able to find jobs, internships. So my freshman year, I got 2 virtual internships through Handshake. And then in my sophomore year, I got to intern with JP Morgan. And then after I interned with JP Morgan my sophomore year, I decided that I wanted to go into the tech industry. Like I just felt like that was where the money was. So I wanted to find an internship there. So I talked to my career advisor about it. I was like, I don't want to be in the finance industry anymore. I want to try tech. And we worked on my resume. We worked on like some certain applications. And then I was able to intern with Google last summer. So I would say it's been a very great time when it comes to internships for me here at UMass, but I definitely all the support that I got from like my resume to interviewing tips to like what to wear to an interview, like stuff like that definitely helped put me on the right track to achieve my goal.
Thank you so much, File. Yeah, as File mentioned that research, UMass Amherst is top 1 research university in the New England area in the US. By research institution, that means that our faculty members, they don't only just teach, they do research all the time, regardless the majors, even if you are a English major professor, and then they continue to publish their academic papers. So in the English area, so when they publish papers, they will have to do research. So when they do research, they will invite the students to join and to participate in the research with them. So then of course a business major, engineering major, computer science, psychology, animal science, food science, all have the opportunities. We offer the research opportunities and internship to our students. And also, like File said, the opportunities are there, and just wait for student be proactive and then to grab it. And then File also mentioned about 2 very important people on campus for you. One is your academic advisor. The other one is your career advisor. So you come to UMass, you will have your own academic advisor who knows all the courses, academic programs, and then that person will help you to register the classes, the courses that to help you to achieve your goal. So if you want double major, you want a transfer major, and then or you want a minor, that is the person that who you need to talk to, because that person will help you to plan out your educational plan. And also another one is a career advisor. That person will help you to build your resume, and sometimes even help you to do interview the skilled. There's a lot of support out there for you. Okay, dining. Number 1, dining. Our campus dining, it has been 7 years in a row, and then we ranked number 1 campus food. And this is a super, super important. And then you can see my face when I talk about dining. I'm just so excited because the food on campus is just amazing. It's amazing. So I'm gonna have Zion and Georgia to tell us the dining experience. Zion first and Georgia, please.
Yes, sure. So as Maggie already mentioned, we are number 1 dining in the entire country for the last 7 years, according to the Princeton Review. And I think there are multiple reasons for that. Personally, for me, food was a big decision while making my college decision, especially because I'm a Muslim. And I was looking for a college campus which had multiple halal options for me. So I think one thing that UMass does really, really well is that it has options for every single one of you. So we have vegan, vegetarian, halal, kosher, meat, you name it, we have it. So, UMass, one thing that it does really, really well is that be more inclusive and try to include dishes and ingredients that students from all over the world could enjoy. And even in the dining halls, every single food has a food label in front of it, which basically mentions all the ingredients that the food includes, along with the healthiness scale. It also includes all the allergens for a particular dish. Let's say you're allergic to gluten or anything related to that, you'll be able to see that and you know what to avoid. One more thing that UMass does really, really well is that our hours are continuous throughout the day. That means that we have 4 retail dining halls here on campus, and those retail dining halls are open from 6 a.m. till 12 p.m. So no matter what time of the day you are, there's always something for you to eat. Also, in between classes, we have something called grab and go. Grab and go is basically for you, as the name suggests, let's say you have 15 minutes before class and you want to grab a quick snack or a cup of coffee. You can go there, use your meal plan and grab a cup of coffee and a sandwich within less than 5 minutes. So these are a few things that UMass does really well for for the students for here to enjoy dining as much as they can and make it much more feasible for everyone, especially international students.
Thank you. What about Jojo? Do you agree? How do you feel about our dining services?
I do agree. Dining here is really good. I actually, we just had spring break and I went home to Italy. And of course, I miss the food. Of course, like, Italy is known for like, oh, great food. Yes. And every time I come back here, all my friends are like, how are you gonna go back and like without the food? And I'm like, I promise you, like the dining is actually really good and they will never believe me. But I do, like when I come here, I really enjoy the food, and I'm the kind of person that like food keeps me going. So if I'm having a bad day, all I need is like a sweet treat to make me feel better. And I really feel like since I've been here, like you must have been has been providing me like all the food that I need, everything that like yeah I want. And also, one thing that is important for me about like the dining is sustainability. UMass is very big on sustainability. As I said, I'm an animal science student, so we went like before spring break to a dairy farm near here, like 15 minutes from here, and I found out that they provide all of the milk like to UMass. So all the
Mhm.
milk that we drink on campus comes from that farm. And it was
Mhm.
crazy for me to go and see like the cows and how everything is done and know that the milk is actually coming from like a 10-minute drive from campus. So that's a thing that I think is very like valuable that UMass does.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing that story. Yeah, UMass dining is really amazing. That I am from Taiwan originally, and then I can find like a really nice Taiwanese food on campus. And then the good food is so important for students. So you're gonna have a good mood. You feel happy and healthy at the same time. Um, and then you just need to focus on study and making friends. You don't have to worry about food. Yesterday I was in a section with Chinese students, and one of the students told me that before she came to UMass, and she thought she is from a city in China where they think they have a higher standard of cuisines compared to other cuisines. And then so she was worried about not having a good food when she comes to UMass Amherst. So she took a couple of cooking lessons. And then before she came, and after she came, she said she never worried about cooking by herself because UMass Dining has been able to offer the food that up to her standard. Okay, that makes me hungry now. Um, we have UMass Amherst we offer more than 90 academic programs for students to choose from. As early introduction by my students here, they mentioned about their major is double major, like Zion, you are computer science and math, and Georgia, you are animal science minor in art history, and bio you have tons of majors and minors. And how did you do that? How you came in with one, and how did you become like a two and minor? Bio, can you share your experience with us? How you do it?
Yeah, so I would say it's just because it's so easy to do here at UMass. You are going to find the average UMass student having like a double major or minor, maybe even a double minor. So it's literally as long as you are not double majoring in with a competitive major, then it's as easy as like just going to an info session about the major and signing up for the major. So how it worked for me was I came in as an undecided business major, but then I added communication as my double major, and all I had to do was join a session, and by the end of the session, it was added to my student account that I was a double major in communication. So as I mentioned, we have 6 competitive majors, I believe, is like the business school, computer science and engineering, nursing. If you search up UMass Amherst competitive majors, it should come up. So as long as it's not those 6 options, and if it is those 6 options, for example, Eisenberg doesn't let students transfer into the school anymore. But I believe for one of the engineering courses, you need like a certain GPA. You need to have taken some certain classes to double major in it. It really depends. But majority of the majors here at UMass are very easy to just add on. And again, you can switch your major as often as you like. So it's very nice to just like be able to have options when you're trying to figure out what path you want for yourself in college.
Zion, how did you do it? Computer science along with other majors?
Yes, so personally for me, when I initially came to UMass, I just had a major as computer science, but it's as simple as Fire said. It's just like I went to my Spire account, which the students will have once they get admitted to UMass, and through that Spire account, you can actually make appointments with academic advisors in your own major and academic advisors in other majors as well. So I just booked an appointment with an advisor in the maths department, and he was able to tell me the whole process of adding a major. And in that meeting, I was able to add the second major. So it was just literally a 30-minute process for me to, add a double major in the maths department. And, all the math advisors were pretty helpful for me. They guided me throughout the whole process, how much time it would take, will it have an impact on my tuition? And one thing that I would like to add is that whether you are a major or a minor, it won't have any impact on your tuition fees. It would stay the same. So you can add a double major or you can add a minor as well, and your tuition fee would remain the same.
Thank you so much. So therefore, your academic advisor, this job is very, very important. If you want to do double major, you want to do minor, she or he is the person that you talk to, because there are many courses that are overlap. That can be, you take one course that can fulfill to other majors. So therefore, it's really doable when you do that. And in fact, so many students at UMass Amherst, they do double major or minor, and you can do that across different colleges. Like Georgia is doing animal science as a major, and that is in the College of Nature Sciences. And then she also does art history as a minor, and that is in the College of Fine Arts and Humanities. So there are a lot for you to do. As far as a transfer major, that like Fio said, there are some majors you can easily just go and transfer, take courses, and then that become your major. However, there are some majors that are more competitive. You cannot transfer into. For example, finance, marketing, management, and accounting, and nursing, that they don't take transfer students, even as internal transfer. Okay. In terms of computer science, that there are application process. You will have to do info session. You will have to meet their requirement. There are some prereqs you will have to do, and then achieve a certain requirement, and then you apply, and then they make a decision whether or not you can be transferred to computer science. So most of the majors that you can transfer without any problems, and then some of them you can't, and some of them that you need application process. Okay, but your academic advisor will be the person who direct you to the right direction. Let's talk about living on campus. So as an international student or first year student at UMass Amherst, they are required to live on campus. Therefore, first year housing is guaranteed. All right. And then we have many different housings, double rooms, single room, triple or 4 roommates. So I don't live on campus, so I'm gonna have my student to share their living on campus, the experience. So Ryan, can you tell us your dorm and how you chose your your roommate? Go ahead.
Yes, please. So when freshmen are initially admitted to UMass, there are 5 different residential areas that the freshmen could choose to live in. I am currently living in the northeast residential area. So it's basically, as the name suggests, located in the northeast part of the campus. It is right across Worcester Dining Hall. And I really like it, especially because most of the STEM majors live here, as my classes are just literally a 5 minute walk away from here. So most of the STEM majors that I know of choose to live in Northeast because of the quick walk and also a quick walk to the dining hall. Personally, how I chose my roommate was through the Instagram account. So once you get admitted to UMass, you will be added to the Instagram page for UMass class of 2028. On that Instagram or Facebook page, you would be asked to upload 5 pictures and a little bio about yourself, telling your interests, your hobbies, and what you like today on a day-to-day basis. You'll
Mhm.
also be able to see other people's profiles, and through that profile, if you like someone or you have similar hobbies, you can contact them and ask them if they want to be your roommate. And I think this is the most efficient way that students here choose to select their roommates. However, we also have random roommates through the housing application or the search profile. How that basically works is that once you get admitted to UMass, you will be filling out a housing application on your Spire account. It basically asks you simple questions like what time you go to bed, how clean do you like to keep your room, do you usually have some sound in your room, would you like to have a pet in your room? Based on those questions, the residential life department try to find a roommate for you, which will be the best fit for you. So I think these are the few ways that you can find roommates here on campus. One more way is that if you know someone who's coming to UMass beforehand, like someone from your high school or someone from your hometown, you can directly message them. And if you agree, you can both select each other as your roommates on Spire, and you're good to go as well.
Thank you so much. And File, can you tell us about, like I have received the emails from our admitted students. They asked me because they Googled, they searched online and YouTube. They asking me about, should I choose Southwest or should I choose Central area?
Mhm.
Can you please give our student advice,
Yeah.
in terms of which dorm or which community they can choose and why,
So
please?
I always give a short spiel about each area. So there are 5 first-year essential areas that you can live in as a first-year student. So there's Southwest, there's Northeast, there's Central, there's Honors, and there's Orchid Hill. So for Southwest, I've lived in Southwest all 4 years. We like to say it's a city in itself. It's very hustle. If you like hustle and bustle, you like relatively loud noise sometimes, you like havoc sometimes, Southwest can be the place for you. If you want to meet very different people, I would say Southwest is basically just like having a city on campus. So if you're interested in that, you can choose to live there. But if you're not into like noise, if you just want not noise, but if you want like not as city-like as Southwest, you can choose to live in Central. So Central is, as we like to say by the name, it is fairly in the center of campus. So it's not too close to anything and not too far from anything. That's where we have our LGBTQIA plus community. So if we always say that if you identify within that community, you're free to live with like-minded individuals, but you don't have to be a part of that community to live in Central. So you could choose to live in Central. I actually like going to Central. I think it's a little bit more quiet than Southwest, and a couple of my friends live there, and I just like going there. The next place you can live is Northeast. Majority of the students that live in Northeast are STEM majors, just because it's relatively fairly close to like all their labs and all their classes, but you do not have to be a STEM major to live here. Majority of the people choose to live in Northeast just because it's closest to our newly renovated dining hall. Worcester, people actually choose to live in Northeast just for Worcester. So that's something that you can take into consideration. Orchid Hill is our smallest residential area. She is on a hill, but she has very pretty views, great sunsets, great sunrises. I like to say it's a very small like residential area to live in. So if you like to live in like a smaller place, like smaller people, not smaller amount of people, you can choose to live in Orchid Hill. There are buses that run very often up and down the hill, so you don't have to worry about like climbing the hill by yourself. Lastly is honors. So you do have to be an honor student to live in the honors residential area. How do you become an honor student? When you apply to UMass, you're automatically reviewed for the honors college. So once you send in your application, we're also reviewing you for the honors college. At the end of your acceptance letter, you would see if you got into the honors college or not. Me personally, I did not get into the honors college, but that's okay because when you come into UMass as a first-year student, you can apply into the honors college.
Mhm.
And there's like an 80% acceptance rate when you apply as like a UMass freshman. So it's not the end of the world if you didn't get in. You can always get in when you come in. But yeah, people become honor students to live in the honors residential area. They're the only ones with ACs, but one would say that that doesn't really matter because it's March and it's still cold outside. So we don't really need ACs, but I guess closer to May, it starts to get warm, but everyone has a fan and everyone is fine. But this is just me being, what's the word? A hater. But honors is very nice. It was newly renovated a couple years ago. It gives very modern. It has ACs. It's like after your freshman year, you can move into like a suite with just like 4 people and you have a kitchen and you have like a dining area. It's very cute. So that's something that you guys can look. If you got into the honors college, you can definitely live in honors. If you didn't get into it, you can plan to apply when you come in. But those are the areas. So I hope that helps with picking where you want to live.
That is super helpful. Thank you so much, File. Yeah, like File said that Honors College building is only the building residential halls that we with AC, and other than that, there's no AC. But don't worry because you don't really need it. Like my house, I live in Amherst. I don't have AC in the house, but it just doesn't get hot. And then we also have something called RAP program. This is the idea is living and learning together. Georgia, tell us about RAP program.
Yes, so I was part of the animal science rep when I came here to UMass. So basically, the location of my rep was in Northeast in Crabtree, and all the people in the rep lived like on the same floor. So like I ended up living in a different building for several reasons, but I was still part of the rep. So I wasn't living with like all of the other rep people, but I still had a class with them. So basically how it works is that depending on your rep, you're placed like in the building on the floor with those people and you also have a class together. So it's a nice way to like make friends quickly because you are going to be with people that have some sort of interest similar to yours and you guys live in the same area and also take a class together. So we like to say that it's also a way if you want to go random for a roommate, it's a way of going random, but in a smaller pool of people that you already know you have something in common with. So that could be helpful for you. We also, I mean, my advice would be that you will be spending a lot of time with these people. So there are people that love it. They love making friends and being with them all the time. But there are people that maybe don't want to be with the same people all over again. So just something to keep in mind if you want to take part to a rap. But I loved my animal science like course rap. It was very nice. We went to the barn. We learned about like future career goals and things like that. So yeah, we have many different options for that.
Yes, thank you. So when you first come to UMass, you might have a little bit anxious about what if I don't make a friend? Where do I find my friends? How do I make a friend? I just want you to keep in mind that everybody is on the same boat. Everybody is looking for friends. And UMass and Amherst that come up with all these kind of programs, and living and learning, such as RAP, to bring students together, provide the opportunities for you to make friends, and then it's a really nice way to build your networking on campus. So this is the tuition and fee structure. This one is for I-20 purpose. I'm going to say that again. It's for I-20 purpose. So if you're not receiving any scholarship, you will have to show us that your bank account, you have $64,000, $146, and $64,000. You have to show us that you have this in your bank if you don't receive any scholarship. And then when we see that you have this amount in your bank, the university will be able to issue something called I-20. and then you're gonna take I-20 to U.S. Embassy in your city, and then you make an appointment for student visa. So this is for I-20. It's not like it's not the money that you are going to pay to the university. It's the government wants to see that you will be able to cover a year of tuition and living expenses with this money. If you have received your scholarship, chancellor awards, you can deduct that. So, for example, your chancellor awards is $10,000, and then the government would like to see that you have $54,000 in the bank account. Okay, so and then the structure is that that chancellor award is actually the discount for your tuition. So for instance, you have $10,000 for your chancellor award, then your tuition will become $30,882 a year every year. Okay, for 4 years, and everybody has to have the health insurance that is mandatory. The average room cost is about $9,000. Depending on this can go up and down depending on the room type that you are going to choose. Same as a meal plan, the average is around $8,000. It's unlimited. So you have university card, and when you go to dining, you just swipe. You can swipe 10 times a day, 20 times a day, or only 1 time a day, and that is unlimited, what we called. And then we estimated it's about $8,000, and the actual cost would just depends on what kind of meal plan that you actually purchased. So, and again, this money will go down if you choose a cheaper meal plan. And then so all together is about $60,000 without scholarship. Right here, the indirect cost, it's the cost that you don't pay to the university. And again, this is what we think, the government think that you need to have this in your bank account. And so prepare for spending on books, travels, and anything like laundry, and so that is estimated for $3,150. So again, this is for us to issue the I-20 for you. So any questions, then you can email me or one-on-one meeting with me about the cost of attendance. The timeline, once you decide to come to UMass, which we hope that you will, and then you will have to submit $500 as a deposit by May 1st. And then once you do that, and then in the summer, you're going to meet with your academic advisor online, and your academic advisor will help you to register classes for the fall. And then application deadline, not deadline, housing application will open in June. As far as the final transcript, my apology, it's not due on July 1st because I know that you have IB and A levels, and the final result won't be available before July 1st. So just submit those documents as soon as they become available. Okay. This is the IPO. So once you come to UMass, I'm sure right now you already communicated with IPO. They are the office on campus that provide all the support and the services for international students. You should already have received email from them that is some visa sponsorship email. So they require to upload like a passport and financial documents. Once they receive that, they will send you I-20 electronically, and then you are going to make an appointment with the U.S. Embassy in your city, and then do interview, and you can get your student visa. 45 days prior to the first day of class will be the first day that you can enter the US with your F1 visa, which is student visa. And when you come here, then we're gonna have, you can move in on the day that the university say, to come. Usually it's end of August. Then you come here, then you can just move directly into your dorm. If you come in July or like early August, you will have to find your own accommodation before our official move-in day. Questions. If you have any questions, then you can email us and we will be happy to answer questions that you have. And then if you are in Japan or China or Taiwan or Vietnam, right now that we are going to travel to Tokyo and China, Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City this week and next week to have it, in-person info session, and you're more than welcome to register and to come see us in person. And all the sign up information has been sent to your email. So yeah, that would be, if you can meet us in person, that would be great. And starting April, that I'm going to host like a one-on-one meeting. I will send out a schedule, then you can book one-on-one meeting with us. And then because you might have your personal questions that you want to ask. So we will also launch one-on-one meeting in April. All right, that's all the PowerPoint slides that I prepared. And then let's go to the Q&A. OPT. All the international students, you are going to get the CPT anyway. And then CPT is like 2 years. And then for STEM program, you can apply for the optional for another year, and then to make it 3 years. Okay. I don't know if that I answer your question, but if not, you can always email me or set up the one-on-one meeting with us. And IPO is the grade that is OPT, CPT. Those are operated by IPO, International Programs Office. Okay. Final transcript, final term high school transcript. Now, transcript is the one if you are in India and following the state board exam, the final transcript of what we are looking for is your class 12 certificate, such as CBSE or CISCE class 12. And then if you're doing IB, what we're looking for is your IBO, your IBDP official result. If you're doing A levels, the British curriculum, the final transcript that we are looking for is your A level. If you're doing your national curriculum, like from Vietnam or from Japan, we are looking for your 12th grade. That shows that you actually graduate from your high school. Okay. So the deadline to submit your transcript is when it's ready and available. So what we typically would like to see, like to receive your transcript, final transcript before you enroll at UMass Amherst. However, some students in the UK, the A level won't be available until November, and that is fine. But you want to turn in as soon as possible. What happened is that you come in and then you don't have your final transcript. You can still come in, right? But you're gonna be put on hold, a hold on your student account. And then if you never resolve your final transcript, you come for the fall, but you won't be able to register class for the spring because you have the final transcript hold on your account. So just turn it in as soon as you can. If you have a difficulty paying in service fee with your debit card, I would recommend that you contact, I'm gonna say Visa. This is Visa request at umass.edu. That's Visa request.umass.edu. Okay. Is it possible for a computer engineering student to transfer to computer science? Unfortunately, no. I have seminar financials through GED website. GED students, you will have to email me because I need to review your educational history to see under what kind of circumstance that you submit your GDE instead of your final transcript. So please email me at international@admissions.umass.edu. How's the party scenes there? Guys, do you know? Well, you smile, so I'll put you on spotlight.
I would say it's okay. It depends on what kind of party you're looking into, but we definitely have something for all here. So
All right.
I'll be like,
What is the average median salary for CS graduate? Zion, you in computer science, do you know?
I hope more than 100K. But I mean, it just depends on, which company you get a job offer from. And it depends from case to case. Because CS is a very broad field in terms of the degrees involved. So, we have data science, machine learning, cybersecurity, and stuff like that. So, it depends on which particular field or subfield that you choose to go to, and depends on which company you choose to go to, the area that you choose to go to. There are multiple factors that come in hand when deciding the final salary package because there are different tax rates in different states and different expenses in different states. Like New York is really expensive in terms of the housing, but Texas is pretty cheap in terms of the housing. So, it depends where you get the job, the company, the field, and stuff like that. So there's not like a specific figure, but I would say somewhat around 80K to 100K.
All right, thank you. Your scholarship, even if you have a bad grades during your senior years, that would not affect your scholarship, your merit award. Okay. If you do transfer major from this major and transfer to another major, that will not affect your scholarship, your merit award either. Okay. Also for international students that you are allowed to work on campus for 20 hours a week when schools are in session. And then in the summer or the break that you can work 40 hours a week as an international student. Other scholarship opportunities that once you are a UMass student, there are many other scholarship opportunities that you can apply to. Okay, right now, the only scholarship, the merit award that you receive, this is the only one that we offered our admissions office. That is based on your high school grades. Okay, and then once you come here, you have UMass grades, then you can apply to many other scholarship. The transcript must send to, you can have your academic advisor, your school counselor to upload to your common application. There's a section called the final transcript. And your school counselor can upload that to your common app. Or you can just simply email your counselor can simply email your, must be from your counselor, not yourself, okay, to mail@admissions.umass.edu. You are on the side business for Eisenberg. How do you choose your major? That is when you come here, then you're gonna work with your academic advisor and then to declare what major that is. Yeah, if you have the educational loan from private institution, as long as that shows the funding is going to support your education, that will be fine. So you're gonna have your name, and your sponsor that is support your funding for I-20. Zion, are you still here? what companies generally hire CS graduates?
Yes, so the normal perception is that mostly big tech firms hire CS undergraduates after their graduation, but it's not true. Like in every case, there are multiple different type of firms that also hire CS undergraduates. I know most of my seniors who got into Fidelity Investments, Robinhood. So these are financial firms that hire undergraduate students to make their economic or financial models. So that's one big companies. I know a lot of health sector is hiring CS undergraduates mainly because cybersecurity is a field which is really really in nowadays, and most of the health sector and sports companies are looking for cybersecurity and data science analysts. So there are multiple companies that you could join after your graduation, depending on your own interests and what you choose to do in the future. So, it basically just depends upon you and what options you have as an international student. However, one thing that I would say is the only limitation is that we have to look for companies that sponsor us. So that I think that is the only thing that you need to look for if the company sponsors you or not. But I think like more than 90% of the times the company does sponsor people, so you're gonna be just fine.
Thank you so much. Because of the time, I want to respect everybody's time, so I'm going to just answer one more question. And I apologize if I didn't get a chance to answer your question. You are more than welcome to email me. And like I said, you can book one-on-one meeting with us, and the registration will be open early April. So my final question, this one is, if your counselor already up. So if your counselor already upload your final transcript to come on application, and you see that it's still missing on your student portal, please email me at international@admissions, there's an S at the end, international@admissions.umass.edu, and I will take a look at it and to uncheck the missing part. All right. Thank you so much for coming to this session this morning. And I hope that the info session is helpful. And I really hope that to see you on campus this fall. And any questions, please let me know. Thank you and goodbye.